Welcome back to my channel, my beautiful angels. I am Nina. This is the Red Elevator, and today we're going to talk about the 10 high-end designer tips for nailing cool grandma aesthetic in 2025. Believe it or not, I met a girl that was my age and she was a grandma. So guys, this could be me. Can you believe this? Anyhow, the cool grandma aesthetic is everywhere in luxury design right now. I have seen so many articles. The internet was out yesterday, guys, and I actually opened up a few of my books and started reading. I am devastated about how little time I dedicate to reading books and magazines because the internet is taking over. However, I did get a chance to do a deep dive, as I love doing, in all of my Elle Decor and all my magazines, and every article that I'm reading says that everything is turning into traditional interior design, and I'm here for it. I have been here from the get-go. Most people completely miss what it feels to have an elevated traditional look. And I think the younger generation and the older generation is looking for that perfect balance of warmth, soul, and highly curated restraint that you're gonna see from designers such as myself, Nikki Kehoe, Jake Arnold, and many others. Today, I'm breaking down 10 hyper-current designer-backed strategies to help you master this look in your own space. So make sure you stay until the very end because I'm going to share one bonus design principle that the top luxury designers are quietly using to make aesthetics feel timeless and layered. And guess what? This stays between us. Number one, we need to prioritize over anything materiality over decoration. So designers right now are obsessing over materials even more than furniture or styling. That is how important materials have become. The cool grandma look is rooted in rich material choices. Honed travertine, mohair, my favorite, unlacquered brass, my other favorite, seagrass, patinaed woods, rich lacquered staining. I mean, it's just irregular and it's handmade and it's beautiful. The reason it feels luxurious and completely luxe is because the materials themselves carry the design. They carry the weight of the design. And when your surfaces have depth and natural imperfections, you need less stuff, less clutter to make the space feel layered. Even the most expensive high-end hotels that are building brand new 5-star resorts are bringing in old vintage pieces from around the world to give themselves grandma chic. And this is something that just can't be forgotten and overlooked. Now, number two. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, this is my 1-second plea to please ask you to subscribe. It means the world to me, to my team, to all the people that work so hard on bringing you guys the best possible content. Thank you so much for commenting, even leaving a heart. Anything you do will help the algorithm, so thank you. 2, use updated vintage color tones. I'm not saying duplicate the 70s. What I'm saying is, this is where actually a lot of people go wrong and start taking mustard and classic avocado and going full 70s. What I'm talking about is earthy clay pinks, eucalyptus greens, amber citrine, dusty lilacs, oxblood, and Oxford browns, my favorite. I say these colors out loud and I'm like ready to paint. And these muted, slightly grayed versions feel sophisticated. And this is exactly what Nikki Kehoe is doing right now. She's pulling vintage references, but grounding them in modern wearable tones. Number 3, lean into monumental forms. This is one of the biggest shifts that we're seeing in luxury design. And I would say it's specifically scale. Designers are using chunky, overscaled forms that reference vintage silhouettes. Think massive roll arm sofas, bulbous travertine coffee tables, oversized rounded lampshades, and thickly turned wood chairs. And by exaggerating the proportions, you signal confidence. and avoid the flea market look that perhaps when pieces feel too small or precious. With that said, I have to give you guys a caveat not to forget the importance of scale. Yes, some of these pieces are voluminous, but you want to make sure that all of your pieces are in scale, and you don't want to have, everything be over voluminous. Remember, you are always mixing things, and it's important to keep your eye on balance. Number 4. Before I get into number 4, if you guys are having trouble with choosing grandma pieces or non-grandma vintage pieces and need help with your current design, or perhaps you would like to refresh one of your spaces and need guidance, well, all you have to do is click the link in the description section. My Zoom calendar will pop up, and next thing you know, we can have a one-on-one Zoom consultation. Many of you have written and asked how you can get a consultation, and I'm here to tell you it's very simple. You can just do it online, and next thing you know, you and I are on a call one-on-one having discussions about your home, what your design choices are, and really eliminating a lot of costly mistakes. Those of you who were hesitant to book a Zoom consultation with me, after you booked it, you said to yourself, not only am I glad I booked this, but I'm going to be booking more because I have saved so much time and money that I am thrilled. And it really is a great way to be able to get through your design dilemmas quickly. Now, number 4, edit your vintage. 1 or 2 statement pieces per room is what I'm going to say is at best what you want to do. Not everything can be new and not everything has to be vintage. So you want to have, again, balance in your life, balance with your mental health, balance with your children, balance with your furniture. All of it is very important. So for example, if you have one hero piece, like a sculptural Vladimir Kagan style sofa or a tiled fireplace, that's enough. Then you want to bring in maybe another piece that will balance it. The best luxury designers aren't filling rooms wall to wall with vintage. They're really extremely selective. So be sure that when you pick pieces, you are picking the ones that speak to you, that you love, that you can't live without. Because that one piece could really make your room shine. Having that nod to a certain period, for instance, if you have a beautiful gilded table, is what we're looking for. We're not trying to say, this is a vintage home with lots of vintage items. It's really a nod to that moment, that period. And it really enforces the beauty of that piece and the entirety of the room. Number 5, layer unexpected textures. Beyond the usual boucle and velvet, the cool grandma layering involves more, surpassing textures. So shag pile, high-low woven rugs, nubby hand-woven textiles, handmade glazed ceramic lamps, for example, maybe linen, stubby linen mixed with lacquered burl. Think of these interconnected elements that can be glossy and matte, soft and irregular, and it's just what is going to bring your room alive. Have fun with it. Use your creativity. A lot of you, such a creative gene inside of you, and I know that because I've met so many of you. And some of you are artists, some of you are painters, some of you are just cool, creative. And that's why we have so many connections in this community. And that's why we have so many loyal followers for years and years and years, because a lot of us understand what makes something interesting, and because we have that creative gene. And so lean into your creative gene, don't overthink it, and just do it. Go to your mom's house, your grandmother's house. If she's giving away things, take it and embrace it. All right, number 6. Let's talk about embracing color saturation in unexpected ways. So instead of an accent wall, which you guys know is terribly over, designers are fully drenching entire rooms in color, and but often in dusty, complex tones, not a jewel toned color. So paint the walls, the trim, the ceiling. By the way, here I am having my iced coffee. Hope you guys are too, and relaxing. But back to what I was trying to say is that we want to paint everything: the walls, the trim, the ceiling, the built-ins, Even if you throw down a rug, you can do it in the same color. So that really punctuates the richness of the color, and then the furniture or art is going to pop. This is a very good look. And if you're worried about doing this, I recommend doing it in one smaller room that you're not afraid of, that's sort of, perhaps in a corner of a house, and see how you love it. You're going to love it so much you're going to want to do every room. But I don't recommend doing it in every room. I do recommend doing, in fact, this is what I was going to say about this, is that if you want to do color drenching, you want to color drench your entire house. However, you don't want to have a different color in every room. The entirety of the house that is public, such as your living room, your kitchen, your family room, your office perhaps, those should be in one single color, in my opinion, for uniformity and continuity. And that's where you should paint your walls, your trims, your ceilings, everything in the same color, but in different sheens. Remember that. And then perhaps then you can go into your private spaces and you can have those drenched in several different colors. So your primary bedroom could be a dusty rose, and then perhaps, one of your kids' bedrooms could be a blue, and you could even have a mint guest room. That's great. That's okay. That's actually quite desirable. Now, let's talk about incorporating playful antiques and whimsy. This is going to be number 7. Here's where the grandma charm comes in. So layer in oddball antiques. So I don't know, a petite fringe lamp that looks super grandma is really great. And you're actually going to see these being sold in big box stores as well. Perhaps an oil painting with personality, or needlepoint. I actually have a needlepoint from my grandfather. I am not kidding. And I am going to dig it out of my special drawer where I keep very special things. It's a small piece and it's so beautiful. And I don't know why it's not hanging somewhere. I'm going to bring that out. So think of what you have in your garage or what you have in special areas that you've kept. Perhaps you have old candlesticks or quirky chairs or whatever it may be that has personality, and bring it in. Number 8, mix organic and architectural shapes. A huge part of what makes this aesthetic modern is the balance of soft organic curves and sharp architectural forms. So pair rounded sofas with rectilinear travertine consoles. Use glass pendants over structured brutalist sideboards. Think about mixing things that are quite different from one another. Kelly Wearstler does this constantly, and she does it beautifully. She's the first designer that I absolutely fell in love with back in the day and really honed into understanding her aesthetic, which is really about this mix. And it was true 30 years ago, and it's true today. All right, number 9, design for function. So first, coziness, comfort is paramount. My husband would say that. My children would agree. The cool grandma house is where everyone wants to linger. So not only is your house going to be cool, but everyone's going to want to hang out. Deep seats are what grandma loves. A minimum of 24 inches for your seat is very comfortable. Generous armchairs with ottomans, layered dimmable lighting sources, zoned conversation areas. Grandma loves to have one-on-one with her grandchildren. And the goal is to feel invited while you're surrounded by high design. It's livable, it's luxurious, and it's just not museum-like. So now I'm going to talk about 10, and don't forget the very last bonus one that I have been plugging is coming up, and that's a secret one that we're using that I definitely want to share with you guys. All right, number 10, inject personality with purpose. The final layer is unapologetically personal. So books curated by color and content is important. Grandma's crystal mixed with brutalist candlesticks, offbeat art with humor and history, handmade objects or artisan commissions. The key really is restraint. You don't need 40 personal items, just a few meaningful ones that tell your story. Now here is for the bonus principle that many of you are hopefully waiting to hear, and that is the luxury imperfection rule. Here's what every top designer knows. Luxury doesn't mean perfection. It means intentional irregularity. The most elevated interiors leave space for natural wear, artisan flaws, asymmetry, and softness. So that might be an uneven vintage rug, a painted bronze sconce, or a handmade ceramic bowl with a wobbly rim. The imperfection is what allows a space to breathe and create that subconscious feeling of timelessness that keeps you from ever tiring of the design. That is the cool grandma aesthetic. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the cool grandma aesthetic is not just a trend. It's part of this larger design movement toward comfort, craftsmanship, and personal expression. When done well, it's warm, it's sophisticated, and impossible to replicate. You guys want originality, and you're finally going to be able to have it. We are out of the white on white on white boucle and amorphous white coffee table with the, shall we say, ball pillow. We have moved into something that is so sophisticated. It is really a mix of many different decades of learning and living into one beautiful moment where we can incorporate anything that we love into a space that really tells our personal story. So I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into grandma chic. I hope you'll be able to implement some of these in your home. I think that regardless of what your aesthetic is, there is something to be learned about grandma chic, and what we really have learned from this movement, it's really not about being a grandmother. It's about being somebody that's multifaceted, about somebody who's international, about somebody who has lived. And if you have had a long life, if you're lucky enough to have lived many decades, what you're going to do is you're going to have a grouping of really interesting pieces you have collected over the years. And this is where all of it could come together and shine. So don't throw your things away. Collect them and love them. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to know what you are going to be doing, if anything at all, with grandma chic. Any comment of yours is meaningful and important to me. I love you guys. I'm so excited about this channel. I'm seeing so much growth lately within this channel and also our vlog channel. If you have stayed till the very end, I know you guys are a super fan, and I always read your comments, especially the vlog comments, because they're a little bit more personal and a little bit more touching. I read them all, but the vlog comments really are touching. So if you haven't subscribed to the vlog, again, we will leave the link in the description section. The vlog is a lot of fun. We're going to be going on trips, guys, together this summer in Italy. I don't want you to miss out on any of the fun and any of the teasing we will be doing with Devin. There will be a lot of teasing and a lot of painful pestering of Devin Man. So if you guys are up for it, I know I am, give me ideas. Like, what could I do? I've seen a few things being done on TikTok, and I'm going to be doing them all. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys here next week on the Red Elevator.